What's up with it? Dallas to H-Town.
Put it down for these Texas boys. You know what I'm saying? It's a Texas thing, baby. Come on. This is Texas thing. Talking slang, nigga, that's why you don't get this. Don't know criminal. Personally, then bitch, go about your business. Getting this, remember that. Them Houston boys be busting back in the city of Circle Pop Trunk. Slapping 84's Vogues on Cadillac. 9 times 500 the seat. Blown big marijuana rolls up the street.
Alright, now. It's that little Texas thing, Screwed. My boy Criminal. My boy Eternal. Over there by Dallas. Yeah, well, let's get to business over here. You know I love my music. I be jamming all the way 24/7. I be jamming in my damn sleep already. Alright, we gotta talk Texans, okay? I just talked about the AFC NFC Championship with the, the 49ers, the Falcons, and the Ravens and the Patriots. We gotta get to the Texans. Listen to, my sports guys I listen to on the radio on 610, 790. Listen to what Jim Rome said, I'm going to say it like this. People that think the Texans, it was a successful season, I hate to break it to you, it wasn't a successful season. It wasn't a horrific season by any stretch. I mean, we went to the playoffs and all that, but it wasn't bad. If we would have lost to the Bengals in that wild card game, that would have been bad. That pretty much would have been, that would have finished like we want to say, collapse. That would have been, from 11-1, then losing to the Patriots, getting our butts kicked, and having several chances to get home field and screwing that up, losing at home to Minnesota and then having to go to Indianapolis with their emotional weekend with with their coach coming back, fighting leukemia. You know what? I have nothing but respect for Chuck Pagano, Chuck Strong, and all that. You know what? Let's be real. Football is just a game, right? But that's a life and death situation. Who knows what would have happened? The dude, he could have been in worse condition by now. And he could have maybe possibly been deteriorated, possibly close to death. But he fought through it. And his Colts team, I think they really helped and they inspired him the way they played. So let's say this. I'm going to say it was disappointment. Because I think really, to say we really went a step further, we had at least, I ain't saying we had to win the whole thing or even go to the Super Bowl. Okay? But we at least had to go to the AFC Championship game and play the Ravens. And we would have played them here because they beat the Broncos. And we freaking, we beat the hell out of the Ravens earlier this season, like 43-13. That was probably the best Texas game this season. You can go ahead, you want to go on the YouTube and all that, or Facebook, and debate me on that. You go ahead. I watched all the games this year. I know my Texans football. I'm talking on both sides of the ball, defense, offense. That was our best game. We played 60 minutes of straight up kicking butt football. Okay? We should at least go to the AFC Championship. And I think us having 2 chances to get that #1 seed and blowing it off, to me, that really ticked me off. So from then on, I wasn't saying, oh, it was over after we lost the Colts and we fell all the way to the 3rd seed. Because I knew once we lost the Colts, I knew we were getting a 3 seed. Because the Broncos were not going to lose at home to the Chiefs, and the Patriots were not going to lose at home to, who would they play? They would play some little gimme game too. Oh, Miami Dolphins, okay? It wasn't going to happen, Captain. Okay? I'm going to say it like this. We should at least won one of the games. And to tell you the truth, I hate the way we got our butts kicked by the Patriots. I mean, it'd have been different if we would have went in there not as cocky, went in there and played them a more competitive game, a close game. Because to tell you the truth, there were a lot of missed opportunities in that first half. You know, mistakes by Matt Shaw, not throwing right here to Arian Foster, right here when he was wide open and probably would have gone to the end zone that first quarter instead of chunking it in a double team coverage and having their quarterback McCourty pick it off. That's one example. Another example, you know, when the Patriots fumbled the ball in the game, we should have had that fumble, and somehow it went into the Patriots' hands. Okay? You know, it's just mistake after mistake. Simple things. Well, simple things, little things, but multiple things after things lead to big things. And then we walk in with our Letterman jackets. Come on now, what's up with that? So now when we got our butt kicked, the national media was clowning the Texans about them wearing their Letterman jackets and all that. You know, talking about, well, damn, I guess that was the JV squad that walked into Gillette Stadium against the freaking Patriots on a Monday night game. So I knew that was going to be a challenge, but I would expect us to get beat 42-14, the same score Notre Dame got beat. But we had a second chance. We could have gone back and made amends. Could have won. We would come back at home and beat the Colts. Fine. That wasn't it. That did not look impressive at all. Tell you what, we didn't even look good even before we went into the Patriot game. Thanksgiving against Detroit, we should have lost that game. But their Detroit coach made a bonehead play throwing that flag. You know, when you throw that flag, you know, on a scoring play, they can't look at it. So when he threw a flag, that just threw everything off. And they gave it, you know what I'm saying? That would have given us a touchdown. If he would have thrown a flag, they would have took that touchdown, that Forsett went all the way down. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they weren't a good team. Yeah, Chad Henne we had to go to overtime in that game too. So we haven't looked good for a while, to tell you the truth. Not for a while. So I'm telling you, let's get back to toward the end of the season. Because this is what chaps my hide. We had one chance. We had actually not one chance. We had 2 games to win 1 game, and we could not do it. We should have had Minnesota home. We should have had Minnesota home and whooped the hell out of them. Should have beat the hell out of Minnesota at home. Because all Vikings have is Adrian Peterson. And that quarterback actually made some good throws and all that. But come on now, we should have won that game. Where were they at? They laid a freaking egg at Reliance Stadium in front of all those fans spending $1,000, all this money here. They've been there from day one when we had David Carr. You know? So then we go over there to the Colts, and that rookie that got T.Y. Hilton killed us again, and we let him lose in that game. So we dropped the 3rd seed. So yeah, we played the Bengals, and I only watched the first half of it. I was with my brother and my sister over there, and we were in Austin that weekend. We had a great time. Went to 6th Street. We checked out the state capitol and all that. But we listened to it on the radio and all that on the second half. And tell you what, if Dalton was more on his game and all that, we probably would have lost that game. We only won by 6 points. And we should have won by way more than that. We go back down to settling for field goals again like we always do. Come on, Kubiak. You want to go on a 4th and 1? You want to go and kick a field goal? I see we're on our side of the field, on our 20 or on our 30. I can see that. But we're like 20 yards from, you know what I'm saying? We need to go for it, dude. Have some cojones, dude. Come on now. You don't see Belichick selling for a field goal. You don't see one of the hardballs selling for it. You definitely don't see Pete Carroll selling for it. He's a go-getter. Hold up. So yeah, we were fortunate of playing the Bengals, and they wanted to play us too. They knew we were struggling. You know, we were definitely struggling going into the playoffs. There was only one other team struggling going into the playoffs, and that was the Ravens. Well, I'll tell you what, the Ravens are not struggling no more. I'm picking them to go to the Super Bowl right now. I think they're going to beat the Patriots tomorrow. So anyway, let's get back to this, okay? It's like this. Yeah, our defense looked great. Our defense really stepped up in that game, you know. But in our running game, Arian Foster, he's a stud. He's really good. I like him. You know what? But and our offensive line did a good job in that game. But Schaub was off on that game too. And even though it was his first playoff game, I'll give it to you. Okay, now we go to New England the next game, and there's even a few people like Jamel Hill and somebody else on on ESPN that thought we would win. You know, I was actually surprised that some of these national media picked us, on the rematch against the Patriots. I'm going to say this. I don't want to say this. I might piss off some of you Texas fans for saying this, but I was hoping for the best, but I didn't think we were going to win that game. You know why? Because the last time we played them, it wasn't even a close game. Yeah, like I said, we had some missed opportunities, but it wasn't even close. We got our butts kicked. We got stomped on, like Notre Dame got stomped, okay? Like Manti Te'o's heart, okay? We got stomped, all right? So I'm going to tell you like this. There's two problems that I'm going to get into right now. Here's my thoughts. That's very, very, very... I had a little anger, I guess you could tell. I still got a little anger. Listen to what all these panelists say. Rich Lord, Josh Enos, Charlie Pallilo on 790, all them cats, I like Mr. Gwynn, what I'm talking about, 790. Indy Kalu, man, I got love for all y'all, The only one I don't like is what's the name on, there's Mark Vandermeer. You know what? He's cool. You know what? You put too much sugar. You got too much sugar in your coffee, buddy. Because you know what? I'm gonna give you some reality right now. Yeah, I've been following Texas from day one myself, buddy, and I've been watching football for 30 years. Okay? I'm 37 years old. I've been watching football since I saw Joe Montana, have heart and have the players and all that to win those Super Bowls. So I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not on the radio and all that, but I study football. I never played football, but I study it. Let's get to it, okay? Let me tell you this. I'm going to tell you some problems that we have right now. First of all, the Texans, second or third game this past season, went ahead and gave him a 4-year extension. A 4-year extension at the beginning of this year. This past year, a 4-year extension. He had 1 year left on his contract. In my opinion, they should have waited to see what this cat was going to do. Because we figured we were going to playoffs. We wanted to see how he was going to perform. First of all, see if he's going to be healthy. Okay, he was healthy. He made it through the season. Okay, but look. And he looked good, early on in the season. But after that, I'm sorry. I've lost faith in Matt Schaub. You could get another legit wide receiver. It looked like DeVere Posey was going to be it, but he tore his ACL. He's going to be out. He's probably going to miss some games next year. So you can get another wide receiver. You can actually fix that right side of the offensive line because we got rid of Winston and Brazel. We can get somebody like Vontae Leach up there, which we should have probably tried to kept because you see what it hurt us now. So let me tell you something. Here's my two main problems right now. Well, here's my three main problems, really. I'm giving you three problems. One, it's Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub is not worth no $60 million, buddy. Are you listening to me, Bob McNair? Are you listening to me, Rick Smith? He's not worth no $60 million. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, he can win you some games. That was my phone. Yes, he can win you some games and all that. And put up some good numbers. Pass the ball and all that. But when it comes to the big game, he folds. If he can't find Andre Johnson right away, if he can't get that ball right off the bat, Even if he's not even getting pressure right away, he panics. He starts getting scared. Not as bad as David Carr did back in the day with us, but he gets scared. He starts like he either throws the ball prematurely out of bounds or whatever, or he just gets down. Come on, man. You gotta play smarter and you gotta play with some more heart, buddy. I like you, Matt Schaub. You seem like a nice person. You're a family guy and all that. But come on, man. You got to make plays. When it counts, when it comes to the big game, you haven't shown me that you got it. So I definitely think the Texans made a mistake on that. I think they should have waited and see what was going to transpire. And that way, if they would have known, they could have gone after either quarterback through free agency or see what in the draft. But I think I know why they did what they did. They're being safe. Okay? They were being safe. They figured if he was going to have a good season, they weren't going to be able to afford him. They figured somebody was else going to try to get him. I didn't think that was going to happen. But here's the other thing. There wasn't too many other free agent quarterbacks out there that they could have gotten. Okay, that were good. There's like Brady Quinn. There's what's the other guy from I can't think of his name. Chase something. Chase Daniel. There's another guy. No big names. Okay. So that's the first problem was Matt Schaub. Second problem is this. I'm going to go ahead and already say it already. It's Kubiak. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. There are some coordinators that are just meant to be coordinators. Kubiak is not a good coach. He makes mistakes on like flags, stuff like that, on challenging and all that. He makes some terrible calls on that. Okay? My main problem with Kubiak is he's too conservative. Okay? You need to go ahead and launch the ball down the field. Now, if it's Schaub, then you need to get another quarterback. Because you can't expect Andre Johnson to go deep or go like 30, 40 yards and come back and wait for the ball to get there because Schaub doesn't have the arm strength. That gives the opponent's defensive backs plenty of time to make a play on it. Look what Ed Reed's done to us from the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just giving an example, You need to go for it. You can't be having Andre Johnson going these little 5-yarders in here, those little lateral throws down the field here and all that. You need to make some big bombs. Let me ask you, Texan fan, how many big bombs have you seen Schaub make in the last 6 freaking games? Not too many. And he said that they were going to cut it loose. Cut what loose? They didn't cut nothing loose. They play the same conservative game. And it will piss me off when we were already getting our butts kicked in that this past Patriots game. We were already down. We did not go like with urgency. We were like just moving like typical, huddling and all that stuff. Wake up! We're already down like 2 touchdowns. We're already down like 17 points. Where are you at? Come on now. You need to go no huddle. In fact, you should go like no huddle like more often. Look what A&M's doing. I'm gonna say A&M because they surprise a lot of people in the SEC. And Johnny Football, he's the real deal. And I'm an Aggie fan too. I'm not gonna lie. Look at AKA Kevin Sumlin. Look what he did against the SEC team. They beat Alabama and freaking Tuscaloosa. Hold up. Okay, that's my second problem. So you got Schaub, then you got Kubiak. I'm sorry, Kubiak, you're not a head coach. You're not a really good head coach, buddy. You're not. You might be good with calling plays, but I'll tell you what, I'm not even happy with some of the plays you call. Like I said, not going deep enough. You know, sometimes you don't run the ball enough. Sometimes you want to get fancy smancy, you know what I'm saying? And that's not going to work. My other problem with this the whole organization as a whole, why can't we get some nasty players? We get all these nice guys, which is fine. You know, like Schaub and, you know, all these other nice guys, you know? You know what? You ever heard the statement, nice guys finish last? Well, that's true. That is very true. You know, if we would have gone after Aqib Talib like the Patriots did and take a chance on him, we would have had a hell of a cornerback. Nothing against Kareem Jackson, but Kareem Jackson, yeah, he played better this season. He had a better season. But you know what? We still need to upgrade on another cornerback. We need a freaking different attitude here. You know what? We don't have it like you better be lucky that y'all don't play in Philadelphia or y'all don't play in New York, something like that. Because the fans, oh my God, and the media especially, they'll be up on you, dude. They'll be up on all of y'all. You know what I mean? I don't see how y'all could keep with that same mentality. And for Kubiak to say that he has an elite quarterback and Schaub to admit that he's an elite quarterback on that morning radio show that day, that's a freaking joke, buddy. Come on now, you ain't no elite quarterback. You probably not even in the top 10 right now. You know, it's funny. People are comparing you to Joe Flacco. Let me give you something. Two things are different. Joe Flacco has heart and he has an arm. Alright? I'm going to say that right now. Let's take a break for a minute here. Let's see what we can see what we're going to hear real quick. Because I'm getting